Hello, I'm Scott Abernathy, owner of Property Management Inc., PMI Professionals, PMI of Memphis, and PMI North Alabama. Today, I wanted to come at you from outdoors, just to kind of look around and see what a gorgeous day it is and see that, you know what, the world does still turn even while we're going through this. With that being said, let's talk about the update today. For our clients today, I wanted to give you guys some information on what's happened since the last week, since our last update. You may recall from the last couple of updates that we've gone through, one of our concerns was rent payments. So that's going to be our focus today, is on rent payments. I find it interesting that we've kind of slowed down a little bit as far as the world is concerned. Many of us have kind of come to this conclusion that, you know, we've got to get used to this if we're going to move forward. That includes our team here at Property Management Inc. Our PMI team has learned to embrace Zoom. Many of you know Zoom. It is an application for your computers or iPhones or tablets or Macs, whatever the case, whatever you have. That is a video conferencing app. And this video conferencing app has really helped our team to connect. We meet each week. Every week on Tuesday mornings, we get together and virtually and discuss what's happened in the last 24 hours. You know, what kind of rent collections have come in, what kind of maintenance needs to be done, what kind of turnovers are going on, and leasing. We are still leasing our properties, so don't panic. We're still filling our properties. We've got very good technology that helps us to be able to do this without human contact. But let's go ahead and get to the elephant in the room, and that elephant is rent collections. Here, as I'm recording this, it's the 5th of the month. For those of you who are familiar with our system, the 5th is the end of our grace period. So tomorrow is when we start charging late fees. Tomorrow is also when we could do things like file a detainer warrant or a 2-week notice or whatever the case may be after the grace period is done. That's when we can begin a move-out process. If you recall from former updates that I've done, well, that's kind of hard to do right now. Updates, move-out processes. The courts have shut down. We've got the 120-day window from the stimulus package that came in with mortgage forbearance and all that stuff. If you want more information on that, feel free to look at the previous videos. With all that being said, and I realize much of what I'm telling you today is anecdotal, and it's only from our office and our environment. And we're gauging this from the level of rent activity that we have seen come in over the last few days. And that rent activity has actually been very high. It's been pretty normal. If anything, it's just a slight difference from what we normally see. Now, we haven't run the numbers, we haven't done the statistics. We'll get a lot more information tomorrow morning when we collect what will have come in over the weekend. And then we'll have a much better grasp on the real statistics. But just the feeling is, we haven't seen a really big difference. And that's great news, because between now and next month is when many of our tenants will wind up getting their unemployment insurance coming in, as well as the stimulus checks. So that's a really good sign for May. That's my opinion, for what it's worth. Now, let's talk about those that have not come in. I think I mentioned to you before in a previous episode that, you know, somewhere around 80-85% of our tenants are, you know, regular payers. They get their rent paid to us by the time the grace period is over. Then there's that other 15 or 20%. Those are the ones that I'm worried about. Those are the ones that always have an excuse. They're always coming up with a reason. You know, it's anything. We've heard all kinds of excuses. We kind of get over excuses. We want a plan of action. I'm concerned that the current situation will embolden that group of people, and they will use this and take advantage of it. It will make it complicated for us to do anything about it, but don't worry, we've been here before. I mentioned to you before in a previous episode, Christmas mode is what we're in. We'll work out payment plans, we'll work out schedules, we'll waive late fees if we have to. We'll do what we have to do to get as much collected for you as possible. A lot will happen this next week. A lot will tell this next week on what happens as far as rent collections. Between now and next week, whenever I come back to you, I'll know a lot more data, a lot more numbers. We'll be able to get a really good grasp around this to see what's really going on. Also, just so you know, from people I know around the country that own large property management companies, they're saying much the same thing I am. They are concerned, but they're seeing regular traffic, just pretty typical traffic. So hopefully we can keep this going, and hopefully it won't be a big burden on our clients. If you want to know whether your rent has been paid or not, feel free to log into our website, rentfrompmi.com. Log in right there to your portal. It'll share with you whether your rent has been paid. You also receive an email anytime your rent has been recorded. Be patient on that because we'll have a bunch to record tomorrow morning, so you may not get that email till tomorrow afternoon or so. But if you haven't received an email on your rent being paid this week, after tomorrow afternoon, there's a good chance it hasn't, and your tenant is on our list for collections. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. I hope you're enjoying these. I hope these are helpful. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. And as always, I want to say thank you for being one of our clients. Y'all stay safe out there.